According to the 3rd century BCE Annals of Lubuwei, the reason flowing water does not become putrid and the pivots of a door are not eaten by insects is because they move. The physical body and its qi are like this too. If the body does not move, then the essential qi does not flow. If this does not flow, then the qi clogs up. This idea of constant movement, like flowing water, and particularly soft, relaxed, free movement, has been at the core of the Chinese health tradition for nearly 2,500 years. So what is Qi Gong? The Chinese word is made up of 2 characters, Qi and Gong. Gong is the easier of the 2 to translate. It's usually translated as either cultivation, in the sense of cultivating a garden, for example, or perhaps better as skill. Qi is harder to translate. It has so many different meanings depending on context, but for the purposes of Qi Gong, I think it's fair to translate it as something like vitality, so or life itself. So we could say Qi Gong is skill in cultivating vitality or skill in life skill. Qigong is a relatively modern umbrella term for a wide range of traditional Chinese practices, deriving from Taoism and Buddhism, from the martial arts traditions, from Chinese medicine, and from folk culture. And it's practiced for different reasons too. Some practice primarily to maintain health and well-being and cure disease, others for strength and martial or sporting prowess, others for transcendence and connection with nature and the Tao, and of course many people for all of those. But because it's practiced for different reasons and comes from different traditions, different Qigong schools and teachers may vary quite widely in what they offer. My own approach to Qigong, the way that I practice and teach, is that it is the equal cultivation of what can be called the 3 treasures: the body, the breath, and the mind. And when these 3 are equally cultivated and wrapped up together and integrated together, then we have the transformative experience of Qigong. We know from quite a considerable body of research into Qigong and Tai Chi that they have the potential to strengthen bones, to increase heart and lung fitness and the health of our arteries, to tonify the immune system, to help us lose weight, improve flexibility, significantly reduce the risk of falling in older people, reducing the number of hospital visits and the use of medication, improving mental health and cognitive functioning, and helping quite a wide range of symptoms and diseases, including arthritis, fatigue, diabetes, high blood pressure, and various symptoms of cancer. So the question is, how come these slow, seemingly non-aerobic movements are so beneficial to the body and mind? One important way that Chinese medicine defines health and well-being is with the idea of free flow. When qi and blood flow freely and easily throughout the whole body, then we are well. And when they're stagnant and obstructed, the more likely we are to suffer from pain and mental and physical disease. Actually, modern medicine has a similar idea, that for the body to be healthy, blood has to flow freely through the 100 kilometers of blood vessels in the human body, major, minor, and micro. There are 2 main ways of achieving free flow. In the conventional aerobic exercise model, we drive flow by increasing the pumping power of the heart with vigorous exercise. This kind of training is similar to that practiced by some styles of martial arts in China, who also, like modern gym users, practice lots of muscle-building exercises. By contrast, in Qi Gong and what are called the internal martial arts, for example Tai Chi, free flow is achieved by relaxing and releasing. When we learn to stand and move and sit without tension, patiently dissolving obstruction, the better the qi and blood can perform their natural function, which is to flow. And while much qigong practice builds real strength in the body, it always focuses on maintaining softness. These two approaches could be thought of as the yang and yin of exercise, and each has its advantages and disadvantages. We know that the more yang aerobic and strength training offer great benefits to mental and physical health, and ideally everyone, including qigong practitioners, should do some of this kind of external exercise, as the Chinese call it. The disadvantages of this kind of exercise include a greater risk of injury, the mental and physical pitfalls of overtraining, as Qi Gong, the great 3rd century Chinese doctor and alchemist, said, "The body should always be exercised, yet even in exercise, do not go to extremes." External exercise also presents greater challenges as we age, and the fact that the free flow that comes from aerobic type exercise can be short-lived, as the body-mind fairly quickly returns to its default state, which might be one of stress and tension. We've seen some of the evidence for the benefits of the softer internal practices, such as qigong and tai chi. In addition, there's minimum risk of injury. They can be practiced at any age. The detailed emphasis on coordination and alignment results in a more enjoyable and efficient way of moving and can aid sports and martial arts practitioners. And the fact that we are slowly changing the body and mind's default state to one of ease, mental presence, and relaxation means that its state of free flow becomes more permanent. Cultivating the body includes equalizing the weight between the two sides of the body and bringing greater awareness to how we place and move the feet. Equalizing movement between the two sides of the body so they develop equally. Slowly restoring elastic flexibility to the connective tissue and fascia through repeated mindful lengthening and releasing. In Chinese medicine terms, this would be described as lengthening and stimulating the numerous acupuncture channels throughout the whole body. Developing maximum awareness of the movement and connections between the joints and muscles. This results in better alignment, better movement mechanics, and less risk of injury. Sinking the qi and rooting to lower the center of gravity and provide greater stability. And overall bringing greater enjoyment to the experience of the body. Cultivating the breath includes smoothly integrating breath with movement, learning to breathe slowly, evenly, and deeply down to the core within the lower abdomen. This triggers powerful physiological responses in the body-mind, putting us into a relaxed and healing parasympathetic state, while at the same time building vital energy. Cultivating the mind includes practicing being fully present and aware of the body and the breath, thus gaining all the beneficial effects of meditation on the brain. And learning to stay centered and calm, even when physically and mentally challenged, This helps us to develop emotional and psychological resilience and respond to life events in the most appropriate way. The 16th century vegetable root discourse says, "The cool eye discerns men's character. The cool ear hears the intent in their speech. Cool emotions plumb others' feelings. The cool mind penetrates everything. Human beings tend to be easily excitable. In handling affairs, one has to observe the situation comprehensively and calmly, and when acting thus with reason, one will not fall into error." The ultimate benefit of the practice of Qi Gong, therefore, is a calm, centered, resilient mind, and yet a heart and a mind that is open to others and open to the wonders of the universe.